There was a puppy there. That was a puppy.
And this is Bath.
And this is Bath. The Grand Tour de Bath. We split Bath mentally in our heads into 3 separate sections.
I'm glad you said 3 because I was just thinking 3.
And if you're ever visiting Bath and you want to know that there are 3 separate sections, then you just hit us up and we'll let you know.
Oh, I see. Leaving it just kind of simmer in the air.
Well, I don't think everyone cares about the 3 sections.
No one does. No,
So
that's the reality of it.
This is the first section of Bath. This is our favourite shop. You might have seen this shop in a previous video, Backstage Access. See what I did there? To a previous video.
Link in the bio. It's not in the bio.
So now that we know they secretly keep stuff back at this shop, it's sort of, I don't know.
Hurts my feelings a bit.
It hurts my feelings, and there wasn't anything on the shop floor really this time in the women's section.
No. So even if there's not a thing and there's nothing there, as in nothing in the back, I will constantly feel now that we've kind of done ourselves in and they keep everything at the back away from us.
They do. How do people feel about wooden hangers? Now, I love visually wooden hangers, but I notice more and more as we rewatch ourselves sourcing.
A pain in the butt cheeks.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Is it because of they're on the scaffolding type of rail?
Well, you know, the one thing which it would really irks me, is that word?
Yeah.
About the scaffolding rails, they always have to have like clamps to actually physically stay up. So what happens is at the end of every one of those rails, you have like a little section where there's like 3 or 4 items.
Yeah.
Everyone who knows what I'm talking about totally knows what I'm talking about.
You can't push them.
No, and you can't move them either. And then generally, what's this? Max Mara. Did you talk about clothes?
Max Mara's Studio, which is a sort of offshoot of Max Mara. That label is so long. That hurts my feelings. Look how long that is. It's
and you
like
wonder
a receipt for Sainsbury's.
You wonder why people... Who's buying a lot of shopping, though? Yeah. You wonder why people cut them off.
How much was this, Austin?
I have no idea, Bethany.
Did you forget to tell me about it, Austin?
Yes.
There's a good chance, because I didn't see it, and now I'm seeing it. It's quite nice. It's a knit with like a beaded jeweled.
It wasn't. It was either expensive. I don't even if it wasn't. It wasn't a great composition. That's
okay.
why I would have actually picked it up, Bethany. Yes, I've been doing this a while now, so thank you for your concern.
No problem.
Don't tell you what. You don't bother. Don't worry. Don't stress yourself. It's fine. Okay.
I was just gonna say, if you do pick up beaded or jeweled tops, make sure that all the beads are
That's a great
complete.
point.
The beaded tops are like the board games of the clothing world. You need to check all the pieces are there.
Any embellishment, actually, you're right. Yeah,
it is, right?
Yeah, and that's what terrifies me. Not that I'm a big board game kind of buyer, but that's what terrifies me about people who pick up board games.
We had a board game for a while. We picked up, and we never checked it.
Is it just me as well? Like when you there it is. Always got to drop one. Is it me? You know when you see the word complete on a puzzle or a board game?
I doubt it.
Right? That's exactly what I was going to say. I have a feeling that, like, not that everyone's out to get me so much, but I do think I'm like, oh, really?
This is a Missoni tie. Found it in the tie section, £5. Now, you can see from this it's striped, but if you look really close, not that you'll be able to see, but it is a knit. And that is what you're looking for with Missoni. Missoni are famous for their knits. So they do
woven or knits, yeah.
They do make silk ties, but the more premium prices do come from a knit that reflects their full collection knitwear.
Do you know that that's actually 50-50? It's half knit, half silk.
Yeah, but it's a knit.
Yeah, it's knitted silk.
Yeah, but it's not like
it's
smooth
not like
silk.
I understand, but I'm saying there's actually two totally different materials which make up that tie, which usually luxury ties are just silk. That's how good they are.
Okay, Austin. I think you were trying to undermine me there, and it failed.
Well, I would have if it wasn't for the fact that it's under mine and not undermined. Therefore, I've just done you again. So
it was £5, and I would expect back. I know I'm crazy with the ties. I'm pegging for 50. Do you know what? I've never sold a Gucci tie under £50. I know this isn't Gucci, but the amount of times that people say, "Oh, ties don't do very well," and this, like that, and that. Oh. You need to widen your horizons. Get onto the vestiaire.
I think as well, like, where do you sell most ties, though?
Depop.
There you go. I was just going to say. So randomly, I don't know if it's like, maybe it's the price point. Like, it's not cheap for a tie, right? Don't get it twisted.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
It's under £50 so people can afford it, or what?
I don't know what you're doing then. I'm going to tell you what it is.
What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm flicking through hangers.
The younger audience younger generation have a job interview, or they have a formal, or they have their end of year show,
I know you're going with this.
And they go to Depop and see if they can find a cool
what's the fanciest
tie that I can get.
All right, I give you that.
Because my suit's from Burton, so I need to flex on the tie.
So your suits cost you 75 quid from Burton or whatever it would be nowadays, because I'm old and I don't shop in Burton, with all due respect. But the tie can be 50 quid and you can be the boss for the evening.
Yes.
All right, cool.
So I am venturing into scarves. I know, crazy business. Do you know what I discovered today while photographing scarves? And probably the reason I never looked and picked up scarves before in a huge capacity unless they're like put in front of me is because I can't photograph a scarf. I can't do it.
Okay, so
I love that t-shirt, by the way.
Yeah, it's new, but I thought it was really cool. The thing about scarves, right? So length, width, fabric, like there was what I'm saying is, it's not so much like when I say that. What I mean is that as regards photographing, how are you supposed to get on film unless you put like someone knows the size of your hand, right? How are you? Or I know measurements. I get it. It's really hard. But that's what I'm saying. It's quite a dubious kind of long-winded task.
This is really nice. This is a John Smedley cardigan. Bit too much. £19.50, but it is nice. And what do they call this? An Argyle check?
Yeah, yes, it is Argyle.
It is, isn't it?
It's very Pringle. Was it Pringle?
Yeah, Pringle, but nicer.
Not Pringle. No, yeah, I'm saying the style.
It's like golfing, but like cool golfing. I like it. I thought that was really good, and I'll see if I can find some comps. If I can, I can. But for that Argyle print, and see if makes a difference. In
because in the price, because a lot of the John Smedley stuff we see is plain Jane. So it either be that goes for a lot more or a lot or kind of.
Was it 100%?
Yeah.
Sea cotton.
I think it was, yeah.
I like it because it's sea cotton. It's not just any cotton. It's cotton found in the sea.
Which is...
Someone will tell me now that you can't get cotton in the sea. I'm fully aware of that.
What you're saying is, you're saying it for comedic value and there's no need for him to dig you out, is there?
Austin, you dropped your Scouts band.
I was on my way to Scouts. What's your problem?
This is I was about to say before I got interrupted that I'm in the scarf game and I noticed this scarf and I told Austin to go and look at the scarf and Austin did look at the scarf, but I kept telling him to look at the scarf again. So it's by this brand that I'm going to put up here. Okay?
I got it. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And
it's 100% baby alpaca, which obviously alpaca is great, Peruvian connection, all those kind of things. We know and love alpaca. I'll put up some comps when we look at the scarf again in a minute. We're going to look at it again in a minute. I'll put up the comps then. And you'll see why I was looking and purchased the scarf. Okay?
And the actual brand as well.
Yeah, because I can't remember what it is to say. So I'll fly it up on the screen. Do you want to talk about these Hugo Bosses?
I do. They're newer because there's the style. You can see they're more flying it. They're more kind of, everything's flying it at the moment in the last few years. They are full-line Hugo Boss. They would have been a lot of money to start with. Hugo Boss trainers, you can still sell them for like, I don't know, 60, 70, maybe 50 quid, depending on the price.
The best ones are the Euro trash ones.
I was just going to say, but the newer techie stuff, which look kind of like something like Tommy Hilfiger would come out with, but those ones don't really sell that well or that quick. The ones you're talking about, which are kind of like the Euro kind of very rounded, very like the Prada, Linea Rossi, if you know what I mean, the kind of, which you just had a resurgence, the black, they're almost like, they look like shoe trainers, yeah. Those are the ones you really want from Hugo Boss. They sell like crazy, and they sell for good money still.
They were some boots, they were £40, but I'm going to give you one guess to who made the boots.
Don't say it. Don't say it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm seeing too many and you're shouting at me. When I actually hold them up now, you're like, I don't want to talk about it.
If anyone can't get Lokes in their area of the world, please just come down to Somerset and have them, because I can't look at another pair.
There's several thousand of them in each charity shop.
Literally, it's becoming
I reckon every charity shop.
Anyway, back to it. Sorry, we're deferring a little bit on this one. So this is a Levi's Aviator. It's got that vintage retro look to it.
I thought this was really cool.
It is new.
What?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at cons, but anything new Levi.
I promise you as well with the money.
Overproduced.
But I was going to say that's my only issue. And you know what? I actually really loved it was the collar, and it was what do you call it when you can take it off?
Detachable.
Yeah, you go. You're the other one with the England glazy. I'm not. So what I'm saying is, as much as that's a lovely feature, and it'd be good to have kind of both looks, I actually think the solid fur where you can't take it off is a more expensive jacket.
They look like the old school like postman in America. You know, they wear navy.
Yeah, and even like the police, like in the winter, like you say, kind of like the New York kind of vibes, like this. Like I'm talking like 90s, 80s. They probably don't wear those things anymore.
No,
but like Like, imagine like Home Alone era, that kind of thing.
Back to the scarf. So this is it's a navy blue with like a wide check in it. 100% baby alpaca. This brand now. These are the comps on the rugs, blankets, and like knits and things like that. I'm holding them up, but I'll put them big.
We'll put them on so people can't actually read.
And the numbers were astronomical. So we paid £7 for this scarf. I know, but I'm hoping to get 50 back.
Cool. If you are thinking about scarves or looking at scarves more, or you collect scarves, or you want to buy scarves or whatever, or you've bought scarf for the last 10 years reselling, one thing I would say is, it sounds so obvious, but please check that there's no holes. Yeah, it's a killer. Always a killer.
This is a C by Chloe purse. It was £15, which isn't bad, but the condition wasn't good.
The hardware's gone. The leather's like...
But it's got little stars on it. Anyway, C by Chloe, obviously the diffusion line for Chloe. I don't ever mean to repeat myself or anything like that, but if it's new viewers that haven't heard me go on about sister brands, etc.
Yeah, sometimes we get comments on asking questions, which we've obviously gone over before. And no, we don't mind going back over the same thing. But I guess for some people who have seen us, kind of watched us from the beginning, it is sometimes a bit yawn. But apologies, that's why we do it.
Yes, but hopefully you can get something new. We learn something new every day.
Going back quickly to the scarf, so what I was going to say was, because a lot of the time, like a jumper, you'll just grab it, oh, that's cheap, I'll take it. Even a £4 or £5, if it's got a hole in it, you're never going to sell it, or you think you're not going to sell it, it's a waste of £4 or £5.
Yes.
So just make sure you check it meticulously before you buy. It's a very easy thing to check. Just hold it to the light, check it through.
However, if it is a cashmere material, then don't fret, because there is still resale in wholly cashmere.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're now...
I'm okay with that.
We're following the yellow doors. So what we do is there's a really nice chain of charity shops, and we go to all of them in the area. This is one a bit further out, but still within Bath. A good tip when you are going charity shopping is check, if you're city-based, check all the ones on the outskirts as well, because I find that's where the houses start getting bigger.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
Right?
100%, yeah. And a lot of them have, a lot of the, there's certain areas around Bath, I guess this goes for most major cities, that people have started kind of, the city is so expensive to live in. That's a vintage Everton.
Was it
sweater.
vintage?
Yeah,
because
it was.
Like the under tag was screen stars, but the upper tag was like, oh, you're seeing that on it.
That's a vintage screen stars, designed in the US.
Oh, look at the stain on it. It's a massive stain on it.
Yeah, that's why you can get it.
Okay, so it is old.
It's old. Yeah, it's old screen stars.
Because a lot of people were just to pre-warn people, a lot of people are pre-printing on single stitch.
You can actually
and screen stars.
You can actually buy like blanks, vintage blanks. This was basically stained, as you just said, and kind of they recreate vintage t-shirts, which is really annoying. But to be honest, if you've got a t-shirt which is kind of worth a lot of money, usually 9 times out of 10 they're worn. There are the occasion they're dead stock, but most of the time you can't fake that age in, no matter what it is. So to see like a really fresh t-shirt dead stock, which is like 20, 30 years old, with amazing kind of what do you call, graphic or something, 9 times out of 10 the aging will be there already.
Onto the shoes. These are some Sebago. Famous and well known for their yacht shoes or deck shoes, which sell really well in the summer. These were actually very nice suede
beautiful
loafers. £25.
And these were Bally. And these are like brand spanking.
Bally. Now, my rules about Bally is new Bally is good, old Bally is bad.
These were pretty new, but they were pretty pricey too.
Pretty pricey. She did say that she would negotiate the price.
I only picked them up and I was just looking at them kind of to show you guys, and the lady went past and said, "Oh, just to let you know, they are £50, but if you're interested, just let me know." I said, "Oh, we can do 40 or."
I learned something about this camera. So this is £25. It's a Canon, but it's a 750, which is absolutely worthless. But if you get a 750D, then they are big.
That's the
money. That wasn't that. This is a Gant denim shirt. We've been doing quite well on Gant recently. It was not going to set the world alight, but quick flips for £25 to £35 on shirts.
Yeah, and actually, once again, I hate to go over all ground, but Vinted, they love Gant.
Vinted, they love Gant. It's true. They love men's Gant. I got a few women's Gant pieces, and they are just there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I'd pick up women's Gant, to be honest. If we have pieces, that's because we bought them kind of in a previous kind of life form.
No, it's because, oh goodness, it's because it was really nice. It was mohair knit.
Oh, I know what you mean. That's different. Yes, the off-white one, the clean.
You need to.
I'll slow my roll.
You need to slow your roll fast, son.
Slow my roll fast.
Sun.
I
tried to leave more browsing footage in for you, and you tell me how you feel about browsing footage.
If you're bored, it's okay.
A lot of you say you're not bored. That's because you're all lovely human beings. But I think
people lie, right?
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
I think sometimes it's
lies.
quite nice to see what we see, and that do you see that how many pieces we have to go through to get a good piece?
Yeah, because that's cool. Thomas Pink sleeveless shirt. Ladies, Thomas Pink, once again, predominantly a men's brand. I'm not saying they only sell men's stuff. No, I'm not. I'm saying that's what sells best for them.
But
and
a really
best
good
for
thing to do with Thomas Pink and like brands like that is bundle in the same size.
Buy like 4 or 5 pieces and put it together for like £100 or something, and they sell.
Yeah,
really
because
do.
men buy like my dad used to be a suit and tie kind of guy, and he just used to go to Marks and Spencer's or John Lewis, and he used to buy 5 shirts, 1 for each day of the week, and 5 ties to match.
And when you know what you like, that's it. You buy them. You can buy them in bulk without thinking about it.
Yeah, and some people obviously do that on the used market. So.
I've got to say, for sure, there are items I've had before that I'll go on, which you can't buy anymore, and I'll go online to find those specific items in a specific size and style because I get on with it so well, or I enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Ralph Lauren shorts.
Yeah, but why are you gonna go there?
I know. I'm sorry. I did bring it up.
# real life. Yeah, but there's one pair of shorts, guys. Just as a side note to my life, there's one pair of shorts I have owned for probably like 13, 14 years now, and honestly, they need replacing so bad. I will not let them go, and I can't find the specific shirt in a specific size. I've even contacted Ralph direct, and they just told me they don't make it anymore. Pretty much go away. So
this is a Varley down-filled padded jacket.
Varley with a V.
Varley with a V, which is a sports athleisure brand. They do stock it in Selfridges.
I'll put the logo up here.
It's next to Skims in Selfridges for anyone who wants to know.
Interesting.
High retail, they are correct. This would have retailed for around £240, maybe a little bit more. £45. It is still, for me, in the UK, it's still very much a niche brand. It has a bigger American market.
That also wasn't down, by the way. That was polyester, which I thought was bad.
Oh, goodness.
I know.
Bad.
For anyone who doesn't know what the heck we're talking about, obviously we're talking about what's inside, or what it's filled with, what it's stuffed with, if you will, the stuffing.
The stuffing. So on to our next destination. Did we purchase anything in that shop? No,
I don't believe we did. Did we? No, I don't think we did.
But that's a prime example. You still saw what we saw within reason.
The thing,
and you don't necessarily always pick something up, and that's okay.
No, the thing is, you either do or you don't, and like we show both. So there you go.
These are Dyson Airwrap. No, Dyson hair dryers. No, they're not called Airwrap. They're not.
It said air dryer.
Yeah, well, they're silly. It's an air dryer, not the Airwrap. But they're the empty cases. Now, I'm going to put comps up for empty cases. Obviously, the Dyson hairdryer is elite to all hairdryers in the world ever. But I wonder how much the cases go for. £25 each they wanted.
I was just going to say they were £25 each. But I don't know how much they actually go for. This is LL Bean. It's not particularly old. It's not particularly clever.
LL Bean sells really well. What kind of stuff from LL Bean sells really well?
Like the really old school stuff, very Pembleton kind of vibes.
Like Orbisy.
Like just outdoorsy. That like, and I suppose that is outdoors, so that's a stupid thing to say, but like the more kind of, what do you call it? Like
fishermen.
The flannels, the kind of like the
utility.
The cool pieces. Yeah. I can't really explain much more than that.
We moved on to a different area of Bath, just in case you haven't realised. Please note in the last clip how high the rails are. This is a Whistles beige. We were just drawing attention to how it was a little bit pricey in this shop. It was £9 for that one. This is a Modern Rarity, £6.50. Now, Modern Rarity is another John Lewis brand, and it does do quite well.
I'll put that logo up as well, because these are interesting brands to kind of keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I like to put it on Vinted, but I like obviously the margin is smaller there. These are some Barber loafers, which are quite nice to see, aren't they?
Yeah, you don't see a lot of Barber shoes, to be honest, do you?
No, not all the time.
Well, you don't see them, do you? Do you see them?
Why, if I have seen them before, if that's the question you're asking.
Yeah.
A quick do-si-do into this shop. This is a British Red Cross.
Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there. I there's no way, shape or form I enjoy this shop at all on any level.
I wanted to keep this in because we didn't purchase anything. I wanted to keep it in because there is so much Zara in this shop.
Is that what it is? Okay, I'm with you. Look, I don't know why.
This is all Zara. This is all Zara here. And then you can see how you browse. Look, ready? Zara.
I'm like, okay, Zara, so it's on you, Zara. Like,
Zara,
okay, let's forget it.
Zara. Look at it.
Yeah,
and,
cool.
you know, you can...
And I'm trying there. Let's be honest. I'm trying to find something.
You can resell Zara, and Zara resells really well. I just sold some, for example, newer tag shoes from like about 5 years ago. Nothing very current about them, and they sold for 25.
What brand is this shop? What charity shop is this shop?
It's a British Red Cross.
Okay, so these guys, I don't know what it is right now, but they have loads of low quality, and I think they actually just like they're even screen printed. Bad quality NFL, ex-NFL, like I don't know if they're like cheap kind of tour shirts or t-shirts or hoodies. And all the stores, that's 2 or 3 stores locally have those.
Corporate donations.
Yeah, like but they're not, like I'm not just knocking them, but they're really bad quality. Well, yes it was.
Noticed it from across the street, ran to that shop as fast as I could.
This is Austin checking it out and thinking, do I need that in my life? Oh, yes, I do. Let's go.
This is a Bath Cats and Dog shop, and in the window they had a 1980s, early 90s. What would you say? How would you date that?
Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, that's what I just said. It was £14, but it's a Ramsey Street Neighbours jumper, and I shared it on our Instagram earlier yesterday, and they make remakes of this jumper.
Yeah, you can buy this on Amazon, and the one quick way to tell what's a new and old, apart from obviously the label and the actual texture, the font and the wear and the cracking. Quick one is there's a line of text underneath
copyright.
This one, which is a copyright. I think it was Grundig or someone like that, whoever owned the rights to have Neighbours in the UK to the BBC, and ours has that. The Amazon ones obviously don't.
We have listed it for £100. There are no comparables.
This was a bit different, but it was stained, and it was like newer tags, tags. But it was like but it wasn't. It wasn't a storage stain though. You know, like you get that kind of rusty kind of like storage stain.
Well, you know what happened, Austin?
What?
Someone wore it with the tags on, with the aim to return it, spilt their vindaloo down it.
So that's gone for a bit. We got to take it to the Chazza instead.
Yes,
I'm with you.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes that does happen. Yeah. You know.
This is Lambswool, I believe, or Murano. Which one? I think that's Lambswool.
Lambswool. I think that's Lambswool. £22. I just sold one for 35. So there's not a huge amount in it there. They always shrink. Also, please check your shrinkage.
Those jumpers are never really come up like huge or anything, but they never really come up small either.
It's because people put Ralph in the washing.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, but if they come up, if you see one in the charity shop and it's tiny, and it's tiny for a reason, it's tiny because it's been shrunk. They're not small. Like if you see a medium and it looks like an extra small. Step away, lady. Yeah. Step away.
This is a jumper. Wow.
Look at it. You see how you can see through it, though? Like, it's just so different.
It's so fantastic. The colour difference, the tag that literally is barely there.
It's so hard. That's what I'm saying. There's some things you can obviously just point out for vintage stuff, don't get me wrong. But there's some things, like, unless you have or you've seen a lot of, like, older stuff, it's so hard. Once you've seen it, though, you never forget it. It's so hard to explain.
This is the second to last shop. I like this shop. This is my favourite shop. If anyone wants to know.
Like there's some people walking on grass on the kind of on the display section there.
Oh, did you? Lovely. Yeah. Goodness me. Austin, straight to the men's. What do you find?
I find Adidas Chicago Bulls with tags jacket, but I think if I'm not mistaken, on the front there was some kind of residue. Residue there is like glue. Not on the front as well. I think someone had a name patch or some kind of like logo on it. They tried to take it off or had taken off, but they kind of ruined the coat in the process.
Would you pick up new or would you do new sorry, my goodness. Would you pick up new Chicago Bulls stuff or do you?
As long as it's cheap enough, it'll always sell. I mean, as long as it's cheap enough. Vintage obviously is the one, but yeah, I mean, like. If it's from a brand like Adidas or Nike or someone like that, or Champion or Mitchell & Ness, it will always sell. It depends what you pay for it. It's like anything. It's like saying, would you pick up a pair of, I don't know, trousers from X? If it's cheap, yeah. This one long sleeve polo is stained.
Oh, thank you. That was so short and sharp. A lot of stainage at the moment, I'm finding. A lot of damage at the moment.
Is there like a quality control thing, or do you just think they just kind of like they get them out as soon as they can? I don't know how that works.
Sometimes we miss things, so I assume
that's why I asked. Them. Yeah.
This was £1. It was a Victoria Beckham Beauty. That's what when you order Victoria... Stained as well. When you order Victoria Beckham makeup, that's what it comes in.
This is a beaut. What's this?
This is Oliver Spencer. So retail on this is about £130 to £140. We did buy it for £4 and I have listed it for £45. The only problem with this brand that I find is it did have an error in TK Maxx, so I feel like that tainted it a little bit. However, it's a size...
It doesn't now, though, does it? No. It's not in there now, so that's okay.
It's a size 16. I found it in the women's section. Always be, like, aware. So that's a menswear brand, and it's a 16 neck. They don't make women's. So that's a...
Yeah, that's a good
something
point.
to look out for. And we often find women's in men's.
And I find small ladies or women's in children's.
In children's.
Often.
We found Isabel Marant trousers in children's before.
It happens a lot.
And they're always cheaper in the children's section. So these are a pair of J brands. So these are £4. Now, J brand is a jean brand, often associated with denim. Expensive. Can retail for about £200 for a pair of jeans. However, if anyone knows J brand, they will know that the resale is terrible in comparison to the retail price. It isn't too bad, but in comparison to the retail price. There is one exception to that rule.
What's the exception?
The thing in your hands. Those
are suede.
100% leather suede trousers for £4. Comps inserted now. I say be on the lookout, but I've never ever found any, so it's not something that they crop up regularly.
Speaking of cropping up regularly,
I found a chicken. It's a jelly cat. I always look in the kids section just in case I'm going to find a discontinued jelly cat. You all sprung to my help when I found this. 2012 Roger the Rooster. Discontinued, however, not desirable. He is super cute, though. He is currently living in a small human's bed. However, from the Facebook groups that you all shared with me, because you're all experts and all wonderful, he goes for about £30 roughly, and then they do a bigger size which goes for a bit more. I was also informed by the lovely humans on Instagram who know exactly who they are, that what you want to look out for are the rainbow bunnies. They are where the money is, apparently. And there are some discontinued ones that obviously that are highly desirable, and you should look out for those too. Any jelly cats have got value and worth because people collect them. They're like, someone also said, they're the new age Beanie Babies, which I sort of laughed at for a while. But they're slightly cuter. So this is an Oshka knit. It was... How much was it? It was expensive. It was £12.50.
Yeah, but it wasn't so much it was expensive. If it had been grey or dark, it would have been okay, but it was purple. I just don't believe that brand associates itself with a bright purple.
That's a Paul Smith belt, and I actually really liked it, but it had too much crack into the leather. I don't know why it was in the case. It was only £7.
Listen, leave them alone. They can put anything in the case they want.
I know, I'm just saying. Austin found these because he's attracted to this bike make, even though he has never put himself on one. This is Peloton.
It is indeed. And they were I think they were like a couple's set, because it was one pair was a 36 and one pair was a 43, I want to say, or 44.
Yeah. How cute.
I say a couple's set. I'm guessing that it could just be two random pairs. I doubt it, let's be honest. These actually, surprisingly enough, they were £25 each, I think. Yeah?
Yes.
And you can buy them for anything from... These were brand new, but you can buy them from anything to £30 or £40 on eBay. However, Bethany checked on Amazon, and the interesting thing is, on Amazon, they were more like 100, was that right?
120 for new in box. So if
These were like box,
if you do your FBA or you're unlocked in Peloton, then you need to get down there and get those. That was an abrupt ending, I'm very sorry, but
Game
it's okay,
over.
because we're back tomorrow for more shenanigans.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. 365 days, baby.
Bye.